Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched The Mandalorian Chapter 7, The Reckoning. Spoilers ahoy, if you haven't seen this episode yet, don't want to find out what happens, then stop listening, go watch it. It's a great one. A lot of things come back around from earlier in the season. We get more of Cara Dune, and she's awesome. I really like her. But anyway, he goes and gets the gang back together. Quill, the guy, the I have spoken guy, he reassembled, he repaired IG-11, and so IG-11 is back in action, but he's now just like a friendly fella. Mandalorian does not trust him at all, but there's an opportunity to go back to where this all began, and Carl Weathers' character, I don't remember his name, but he has this plan for the Mandalorian to make things right, clear his name, and take out this threat that it will never stop pursuing him as long as he has the Baby Yoda. So he gathers his team, heads back to this planet. I forget the name of this planet, but he heads back there, and it was all a trick. But Carl Weathers' mind has changed after he was bitten by a giant pterodactyl, a poisonous pterodactyl thing, and little Baby Yoda, the Yodes, he heals him completely just by touching him. My favorite moment of the whole episode is when he first sets his hand on his arm. He goes, "He's trying to eat me." I guess they were just talking about how he's a carnivore because of what he's eating. So I guess it makes sense. Plus he has that venom flowing through his veins. So anyway, it's all a setup, and they're on to what their setup is. But Carl Weathers, he turns on his setup of the crew, and they have the new plan to get in there, kill Werner Herzog, and make everything right. But Werner Herzog isn't the top dog here. Top dog is Giancarlo Esposito, and he was on to everything from the start. Well, at least from when they landed or whatever, and he has a message for Werner and says, "Hey, you think you have the package? You better check again." And instead of letting him check again, they just blast a hole, like just fire all of their available ammunition into that building. And so it's a standoff. Not really even they're pinned down. They're trapped. And two troopers on speeder bikes, they go and chase after Quill, who's on his way back to the ship. Like, I don't know why he would I thought he was just gonna stay on the ship. Like, why didn't you just stay on the... What was the plan to having Baby Yoda so close that they just had to send him back anyway? I don't know. He could have just stayed there. But then if he wasn't with them, then Carl Weathers would have died, and then those other guys would have killed them anyway. But I think that if Carl Weathers was gone, they would just killed those other guys first. Maybe. I don't know. But it's all very interesting because we got to see Baby Yoda heal somebody, and that was incredible. He's trying to eat me. So we end the episode. Quill has been killed. So did his mount, and we see Baby Yoda just laying there on the ground, and he gets swiped up by one of the speeder bike guys. And that's the end of the episode, and I'm freaking out. Like, I can't... I have to wait over a week to see what happens next. So is that. I want to see this. I want to see Chapter 8 way more than I want to see Rise of Skywalker. Maybe I'll change my mind when I actually see it tomorrow night, but still, I kind of don't even like stuff will happen in that, whatever. But I really want to know what happens in chapter 8. Chapter 8 greater than episode 8 or episode 9. Anyway, man, I love this episode. No Bill Burr. If it had Bill Burr in it, then it would be just the best. But hey, you can't have everything in every episode of everything. Unless it's an episode of Breaking Bad where both Bill Burr and Giancarlo Esposito feature. But anyhow, that's it. I really don't even want to speculate what's going to happen next. Like, they're in really big trouble here, and I don't want to speculate at all, because I know whatever I think might happen, it'll be like something completely different, or even worse, it'll be exactly what I think might happen, and then I'll be really sad because I think it's going to be sad things that happen. I hope it's not, but anyway, oh man, go watch this episode again. Hopefully you have already seen this episode. You're this far into listening to this, but go watch this episode again. I might watch it again anyway, but I cannot wait for chapter 8. It's really it's great that this episode is early, but now it's an even longer wait until the last one, and that aspect of it is a bummer. They should have just had the next one come out on Wednesday also. Then we're not. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you thought about Chapter 7 of The Mandalorian by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. I did want to add, I sort of mentioned this, but complaints of chapter 4 not having to do with anything, but just with Cara Dune being brought back into the fold here, that is that comes back into play, and I'm sure chapter 5 is going to come into play in the finale, as well as all the stuff from chapter 6. So for all it would just bother me so much that everybody's talking oh, these are just filler episodes. They don't have anything to do with the thing. Well, the story isn't done yet. We still have many more episodes. You don't know. Yeah, it doesn't tie into what happened already that much, but you don't know how much it's going to tie into what happens later. That's the point of storytelling. And I think it's all everything that's paid off so far has been great. So anyway, I hope a lot of people haven't just dropped off because they got fed up with the quote unquote filler episodes, whatever. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening. See you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.